how do you pick the best place to live? So right now, if you could snap your fingers and pick any place that you wanted to live, where would it be? It's kind of hard to decide. So let's think about what are the important things for you. Probably the first thing that comes to your mind is the climate and the weather. You may want to be in some place that's warm all the time, close to a beach, just in the south where you don't have to worry about snow and ice and things like that. Hey, you might enjoy the winter season. You like to ice fish or, cross-country ski, other types of winter activities. That may be really important to you. I've lived up north where it's cold in the winter. I've lived down south where it's hot all the time. We're kind of in the middle right now, and we had a lot of rain last night. The wind's blowing a little bit. And as you can see, everything is like all brown this time of the year. So, maybe something like the fall foliage is important to you. We love the fall. That's our favorite time of the year. So that may be important to you, where you want to pick a place, depending on the weather and depending on the climate. And again, that's usually the first thing that comes to your mind when you're picking that perfect place that you want to live. Something else that's probably important is, for most folks, is some type of, job. We've got to earn money today. Whether you live off the grid, whatever type of lifestyle you live, you have to have some sort of income because you got taxes to pay and vehicle registrations. There are things that you need money for, so you're going to have some kind of job, whether you're self-employed or have a traditional role working for a corporation or a small business. So that's the kind of thing you have to think about, because there are certain places where you make X amount of dollars, and the exact same job in another part of the country you make far, far less. And that also brings into the affordability, the job earning money and the affordability, how much things cost. They pretty much go hand in hand. For example, if let's just make up a number. Say you make $80,000 a year and you live in New York City. You're going to be struggling and have a hard time. Where if you live in rural America, in the middle of Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Tennessee, whatever type of place, if you're out there in the wilderness, $80,000 would be a huge amount of money that you probably couldn't even think of ways to spend that kind of money. So, thanks, Carrot. The cat's rubbing the thing here. Oh well, what the heck? That's Carrot, one of our cats. He's giving me a little loving there. So weather and climate we think of first, and then you think of, a job, how much money you can make doing whatever it is that you do, and then the affordability, those things, how much money it's going to cost you where that you want to live. Another thing that might be important is something like education, schools. If you're a young family, you have young kids, you have grandkids that are with you, and you need to think about them going to school, that's going to play into your decision of that perfect place that you want to live, is having the kind of schools that you want to have that are teaching the kind of things that you want your children to be learning. Medical might be a big issue. If you have, if you're older and you have medical issues, and younger, whatever reason, you may need to be close to a certain type of medical facility. So that's going to be really important. Where somebody else, that may rank low on the radar. You may need to be within a short drive of a trauma center type of thing. So you need to think about schools or medical issues. So that's the kind of thing. So there's a lot of things that you need to be thinking of when you're finding that perfect spot for you to live. And something that today, unfortunately, I hesitate to even mention it, because I don't want this to go off the rails here, but the political world that we live in is people are so one way or the other. They're so divided that you're going to have to sort of consider your political situation when you're picking that perfect place to live. We know families that actually have 2 separate Thanksgivings and 2 separate Christmases, for example, because the political beliefs, one political group can't even see or face the other political group in the same family. I mean, how ridiculous is that? So if you have a particular political belief, you probably don't want to move into a place where the entire community has a far different political belief, because it's just going to be a big challenge. And then another thing too is, hey, I'm talking about here in the United States. It's a big world out there. It's a big global society today. So there may be some places other than that. You may not even live in the United States when you're watching this. So let me know where you live, and if you think that's the perfect spot, or if you could pick a different place that would be perfect for you. So what is your perfect place to live if you could snap your fingers and pick it? Let me know in the comments. I really want to know. And think about weather and climate type issues, job and affordability type issues, education and medical types of issues, and unfortunately political types of issues, and the big global world looking at other places that might be ideal, perfect for you to live. Hey, subscribe so you can see the next video as soon as it comes out. Watch another video that'll be about, good states to live in, bad states to live in, some other type of information, because we truly want to help you find and live that perfect life that you dream of.